hell do you want?
Oh hey, glad you could make it. Welcome to the 56th annual Scaring the Hoes convention, an event for like-minded individuals to come together and discuss things that would otherwise get them no bitches! And for today's musical act, we got J. Cole, DaBaby, Vanilla Ice, alongside Curren$y and the longtime producer The Alchemist, now performing their new collaborative album, Continuance, being this classic mix of sample-heavy and boom-bap beats to complement Curren$y's layered and witty rapping style. And with The Alchemist being on a solid collab run since 2019, it's no surprise that we'd see him come back to work with another veteran to make some top-tier beats to make another top 10 project of the year. So far, that is. Alright, so with this being the first time I've actually sat down and listened to a Curren$y project, I do have to say that his rapping style is a bit interesting. It's like a mix of abstract Earl Sweatshirt and navy blue, but at the same time carrying a solid lyricism and flow in comparison to artists such as Pusha T and Boldy James. But since he came out way before all four of these artists, I guess you could say he's like the pretense for what we hear today. But yeah, it seems like we're dishing out a mix of both conscious rap, confident rap, and materialistic bars, with him bringing up his past to success, while at the same time talking about real world topics such as the economic system and the perception of marijuana, such as on the song Whale Watching. But alongside that, we're given some little tidbits between tracks of either people conversing or even some commercial like sound clip, with these not being too different from what I've heard before from Alchemist beats. But if I'm gonna be honest, I've never really cared for that kind of stuff, with it seeming more like pointless tossings to try and make a project seem a little more interesting or different. But I suppose we're looking past that, this project is executed fairly well, with me not being too impressed with Curren$y's rapping style on some tracks, seeming a little bit boring. It doesn't really bring the right energy to match that nice Alchemist beat, but for the most part he does bring enough lyricism and soul to the table to make for some banger tracks to chill out to, such as The Finally Bored, Obsession, and The Tonight Show. But as for the production, there's not too much I can say other than another good job from The Alchemist. I understand that while a lot of people can't really get into his beats 100% because of the repetition and constant use of samples, which can make his tracks look a little boring, which is a fair thought, but for me personally, I've always enjoyed these kind of beats, being these chill and simplistic matchups of old tracks, and bass to really help rappers such as Freddie Gibbs, Boldy James, and Curren$y really put their best foot forward and make some of my favorite tracks of the past couple of years. But I suppose my only issue would be the mixing on Curren$y's voice within this album, being a bit muffled and low on some tracks, seeming like he's not fully in the track as he should be. But as for the features, they were really fun to listen to as well, such as Wiz Khalifa on the track Corvette Rally Stripes, with him flowing nice on the beat and honestly makes me want to hear more of Wiz and The Alchemist hopefully in the future. But there was also Styles P, Babyface Ray, Larry June, and Boldy James all joining in with Curren$y and not falling short at all in their features as well, especially with Babyface Ray bringing his Detroit style rap on this more chilling guitar heavy beat to make Louis Baggage one of my more favorite tracks on this project. But overall, this album was pretty nice to listen to. It didn't have any unnecessarily hyped tracks to try and go for some mainstream attention, just classic Alchemist beats alongside some choppy, muffled rapping from Curren$y to make for such an interestingly good project that seems like something you could really vibe out to. So to put this on a scale, I'm giving this a solid 8 out of 10, being a great first listen to a Curren$y project, and has me excited for whatever he does in the future with him now starting to come back into the limelight of the hip hop scene. But how do you guys feel about the new Curren$y and Alchemist collab project? What would you rate it? Let me know down in the comments while liking and subscribing to the channel. Make sure to follow my IG and Twitter. And if you like the illustrations used in this video, make sure to follow the artist as well because she's dope. And oh yeah, make sure to follow my second channel for me outside of music. And on that note, I'll see you on Monday for whatever video I decide to upload. Peace.
Let me smack it, girl. Smash it in, babe. Let me smack it, girl. Smash it in, babe. Let me smack it, girl. Smash it in, babe.